Did you know that the NFL's most glamorous position is also the biggest gamble? Wide receivers nowadays are the superstars of the NFL.
Play action being chased down. Cousins looking, throwing, caught for the touchdown.
Congratulations to Dave Canal. It's his first victory as the NFL head coach.
End zone shot, it's caught.
They're raking in massive contracts and never making it to free agency. Hell, even wide receiver 2s are locked down like franchise quarterbacks.
T. Higgins, $115 million. The first 2 years guaranteed.
Devontae Smith, he gets an extension, 3 years, $75 million.
So it's pretty clear that if you want a difference maker, you better draft one. But there's a catch. Over the last 15 years, teams that have swung big have tended to miss. So in today's video, we're going to go over every first wide receiver taken in the draft versus the actual best wide receiver from that class since 2010, and go over why being the first might be more of a curse than a crown.
Good evening, football fans. I take that as you're ready for a big night of primetime NFL draft.
Demaryius Thomas was the first wide receiver taken off the board in 2010 by the Denver Broncos. He offered an exciting package of speed and size, and he was the physical outside wide receiver with immense upside, but fans would have to wait a while to see that upside unleashed, as injuries significantly hampered his first 2 seasons. Just 7 starts and under 900 yards across his first 2 seasons combined threatened bust status. But all panic was vacated when he notched 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns in year 3. That then kickstarted a superb run for Thomas, who celebrated his newfound reliable health by posting 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons, including a career-best 1,619-yard effort in 2014. He also earned Pro Bowl honors for all 5 and was the second-team All-Pro in 2 of those seasons. Most notably though, in 2015, his 1,304 yards and 6 touchdowns helped the Broncos reach the Super Bowl, where they absolutely hammered the Carolina Panthers. And Thomas definitely does go down as a top-tier wide receiver in his prime, ending his career with 9,763 yards and 63 touchdowns. But the honor of best receiver in this class though has to go to Antonio Brown, who is a screaming value in the 6th round with a total of 12,291 yards and 83 touchdowns. Brown earned himself 7 Pro Bowls, 4 first-team All-Pros, while also celebrating a Super Bowl win.
Welcome to the 2011 NFL Draft. Let's get back to some football.
In 2011 though, the top wide receiver pick taken was AJ Green, going to the Bengals with the 4th overall pick. And in Cincinnati, AJ Green was an absolute hit. He contributed 1,000-yard seasons in each of his first 5 seasons in the NFL, and in 6 of his first 7 years.
Protection again. To the end zone. AJ Green going upstairs.
He quickly established himself as a top receiver, earning 2nd-team All-Pro honors in 2012 and 2013 for consecutive campaigns with over 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns. Injuries did start to take a toll later in his career though. Despite that though, he still managed to rack up 10,514 yards and 70 touchdowns to go along with his 7 Pro Bowls. And now look, that is a great effort put together by AJ Green, but not as good as the wide receiver taken right after him. With the 6th pick in that 2011 draft, Julio Jones went to the Atlanta Falcons, where he racked up 13,703 yards and 66 touchdowns, twice leading the league in receiving yards and being selected to 5 All-Pro teams during his career.
Welcome to prime time in the 2012 NFL Draft.
Now, our first true bust of this though does happen to come in 2012. It comes with the name of Justin Blackmon being selected 5th overall by the Jacksonville Jaguars. This 2-time Biletnikoff Award winner entered the league with very high expectations, but he never came close to delivering on any of them. Very little emerged from his first 9 games as a pro, only for him to then land 236 yards and a score on Houston in 10 games. There were occasional flashes after that blow-up game, but it was all made redundant as he began his 2013 season on the suspended list for violating the league's substance abuse policy.
OSU wide receiver Justin Blackmon was arrested on a DUI. Now, this all happened in Carrollton, Texas. That's in the Dallas Metro about 3:45 this morning. This is his mugshot from there.
Before then repeating his crime just a few weeks later. It overall was just a very messy fallout that the Jaguars did have with Justin Blackmon, who only played a total of 20 games before the Jags then just decided to cut ties with him, especially after all of the drug abuse and everything that he was going through. So they had to cut ties with him. And I mean, truthfully, even if we're talking about this class, I mean, honestly, Blackmon was the main bust from it, but overall, this wide receiver class wasn't that great. The standout pick at the position has to be T.Y. Hilton in the 3rd round, with him having earned 4 Pro Bowls for his 9,812 career yards and 53 touchdowns.
And welcome everybody to the 2013 NFL Draft.
Tavon Austin was the first wide receiver taken in 2013 though, going 8th overall to the St. Louis Rams, and he was viewed as the ultimate gadget receiver with blazing speed and open field elusiveness. Unfortunately though, those skills never quite transferred to the NFL, especially at that wide receiver position that he was trying to play at. Austin never posted more than 509 yards in a campaign as a wide receiver, but he did contribute as a running back and returner as well. As a rookie, he posted 151 yards and a touchdown as a rusher, as well as 280 yards and 1 touchdown as a punt returner, earning him a spot on the all-rookie team. He then had a high of 434 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground in 2015, but from a pure receiving standpoint, he can't go down as the best of this class. The honor goes to DeAndre Hopkins. After falling to the 27th pick, Hopkins then played a stellar career that saw him collect 12,965 yards and 83 touchdowns while being selected to 5 All-Pro teams.
The 2014 NFL Draft is officially open.
The first wide receiver off the board in 2014 though was Sammy Watkins, who only had to wait until the 4th overall pick to hear his name called, sending him to Buffalo. Watkins was a speedster at size, but he never quite broke through as a legitimate threat in the NFL. He did look like he was on a trajectory to become one when he was posting 1,047 yards and 9 touchdowns as a sophomore, but then injuries plagued his time in Buffalo. While in Kansas City, he did kind of struggle to become a contributor there, other than that one stunning postseason stretch in 2019, in which his 288 yards and 1 touchdown in the playoffs helped the Chiefs win the Super Bowl that year. This pick definitely does go down as a miss for Buffalo, especially when you consider that they could have taken the likes of Odell Beckham Jr., Mike Evans, or the best wide receiver in the class, Devontae Adams. Drafted 53rd overall, Adams was a sensational value, racking up 11,844 yards and 103 touchdowns just so far to go along with 3 first-team All-Pros.
The 2015 NFL Draft is officially open.
And surprisingly enough too, for the 2nd year running, our first wide receiver off the board came at pick number 4, with Amari Cooper heading to Oakland with the pick in 2015. Cooper found his footing quickly in the NFL, notching 1,000-yard seasons in his rookie and sophomore campaigns. Unfortunately though, that consistency would not travel throughout the rest of his career. And yes, while he is still delivering good quality wide receiver play most of the time, he was shipped off to Dallas and Cleveland, both times making a quick impact with consecutive 1,000-yard campaigns, before tailing off towards the end of his time in each city. A trade to Buffalo didn't produce much in 2024, and the fact that he still is unsigned at the time of this video shows that the NFL may think he doesn't have much left to offer. And don't get me wrong, because Cooper definitely does go down as a good pick with 5 Pro Bowls to his name, but the best wide receiver pick in the 2015 draft has to be Stephon Diggs. He's produced over 10,000 yards and 70 touchdowns en route to collecting a first-team and second-team All-Pro selection.
It's time for the NFL Network's coverage of the NFL Draft.
In 2016, though, Corey Coleman went to the Browns at 15th overall, who is an absolute speed demon who was a big play waiting to happen in college. In the NFL, though, he was far from that. He tallied just 789 yards and 5 touchdowns across his immensely underwhelming 3 years. Injuries certainly did disrupt his time while he was trying to just make a name for himself early in his career, but even after he did heal, it just kind of clicked that this guy wasn't going to work as a pro. The physical profile did lead several other teams to give him a go, but none were able to realize the thrilling potential that made him go in the first round. The best wide receiver in the 2016 draft, though, came a whole 6 rounds after Coleman in the form of Tyreek Hill. Hill has easily been one of the hardest wide receivers to defend ever since he entered the NFL, evidenced by his 11,098 yards, 82 touchdowns, and 5 first-team All-Pro selections. Oh, and yes, he has a Super Bowl championship as well, so it's not too bad for a 6th-rounder.
Good evening and welcome to the NFL Draft.
Standing at 6'3", 210 pounds though, and boasting deceptive speed and explosiveness out of his breaks, Corey Davis was an easy pick for the Tennessee Titans at 5th overall in 2017. Unfortunately though, that amazing athletic profile that I just listed off never quite translated to the pro game. He never posted a 1,000-yard season, and the closest that he even did come was at 984 yards in a 5-touchdown effort in 2010, which earned him a $37.5 million deal with the Jets, but things went downhill from there. In his 2 years in New York, Davis never made it beyond the 550-yard mark in a season, and he ended up retiring ahead of his 3rd season there, finishing up with 3,879 yards and 17 touchdowns in just 6 seasons played. In 2017 though, Cooper Kupp is going to be the wide receiver who does get the top spot. Kupp has been a handy player all throughout his career, but he gets the top spot for his Triple Crown effort in 2021 alone. His 145 receptions, 1,947 yards, and 16 touchdowns all led the NFL, propelling the Rams to a Super Bowl winning campaign as well. He also won Super Bowl MVP as a little icing on the cake to sit next to his Offensive Player of the Year award and Super Bowl ring from that year.
Welcome, football fans, to the 2018 NFL Draft.
In 2018 though, DJ Moore was the first wide receiver taken, heading to Carolina with the 24th overall pick. Despite unstable quarterback play in Carolina, Moore delivered consistent production, posting 788 yards and 2 touchdowns as a rookie before surpassing the 1,000-yard mark in each of the next 3. He was then traded to Chicago in 2023, where he delivered a career-high 1,364 yards and 8 touchdowns before dipping back down to 966 yards in Caleb Williams' first season in the NFL. With Williams now benefiting from another year of experience under his belt, the sky is surely the limit for these two together. Moore is an explosive receiver with a stocky build, thriving in yard-after-the-catch situations, going down as a very good pick late in the 1st round. He was the first wide receiver taken in 2018, but he was also the best, despite amazingly not having a Pro Bowl to his name yet.
Welcome to Music City, home of the 2019 NFL Draft.
In 2019 though, Marquise Hollywood Brown was the first wide receiver selected, heading to Baltimore with the 25th overall pick. The Ravens hoped Hollywood could take the top off of the defense and give Lamar Jackson a reliable deep threat. And while he did show flashes of delivering on that potential, he never really quite broke through. He steadily built up to his first 1,000-yard campaign in year 3, but he hadn't done enough to convince Baltimore to keep him around. Brown also fancied a change of scenery himself, as he didn't like being stuck in a run-first offense, but a move to Arizona didn't unlock a new level of form for himself. Not to mention that injuries certainly didn't help, but Hollywood did see his yardage drop to 709 in 2022, and then even more in 2023 at 574 yards, before playing none of the 2024 regular season in Kansas City because of another injury.
With the middle, and it is caught out across the 40-yard line.
He's definitely nowhere near being a bust, but when you also consider that Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, and Terry McLaurin all went after him, he certainly doesn't go down as a good pick at all. And even after listing all those names too, AJ Brown is clearly the best of that cohort, earning 3 second-team All-Pro selections and 1 Super Bowl ring in his 6 seasons in the NFL, racking up 7,026 yards and 49 touchdowns already.
It's now my honor to announce that the first ever virtual NFL Draft is officially open.
In 2020 though, Henry Ruggs was the first wide receiver taken, aided by his 4.27 40-yard dash, which ranks 4th fastest in combine history.
Oh, it's Henry Ruggs! Henry Ruggs, the speed!
He has Henry Ruggs in space, and the speedster takes it into Tampa Bay territory.
The Raiders, now based in Las Vegas, wanted all of that speed, but they didn't get to utilize much of it. And even after showing signs of promise as a sophomore with 469 yards and 2 touchdowns in 7 games, Henry Ruggs was then arrested and sent to prison for his involvement in a drunk driving car crash that tragically killed the other driver. And obviously that makes just Henry Ruggs a complete disaster for the Las Vegas Raiders, but to rub salt in the wound even more, Justin Jefferson was taken just 10 picks later. As we all know, Jefferson has gone on to become arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, notching 1,000 yards in all 5 of his seasons in the NFL so far, to go along with 2 first-team All-Pros and 2 second-team All-Pros. He also won the Offensive Player of the Year award in 2022 for his 1,809-yard, 8-touchdown effort.
The 2021 NFL Draft is now officially open.
And now from one stud LSU wide receiver to another, Ja'Marr Chase was the pick in 2021, going 5th overall to Cincinnati. And I mean, look, there is no doubt that he also gets the honor of the best wide receiver from this class. Like, I'm not even going to hold it. He earned the Offensive Rookie of the Year award with 1,455 yards and 13 touchdowns before posting 3 more 1,000-yard campaigns. The best of these, though, came in 2024 when his 127 receptions, 1,708 yards, and 17 touchdowns all led the NFL, giving him the prestigious Triple Crown. Like, I mean, truthfully, Chase is a terrifying package of speed, explosiveness, and elite ball skills, making him the closest rival to Justin Jefferson to be the best wide receiver in the NFL. Drake London was the first wide receiver off the board in 2022, though. I mean, his 6'4" frame made him a very enticing prospect at the top of the board, showing rare movement ability for someone of his size. And yes, while it did take London 3 years to build up to his first 1,000-yard campaign, he goes down as a slam dunk of a selection, I think, so. Like, the dude is a quarterback's dream target, operating well inside and outside, and showed immediate chemistry with rookie Michael Penix Jr. in 2024, posting 1,271 yards and 9 touchdowns. And yes, you could argue that you still could have gone with Garrett Wilson or even Chris Olave. Like, I mean, this 2022 class was absolutely stacked, and both of those guys are good top options, but I'm still taking London as the top dog just because of his 6'4" frame and the potential we still have with him.
Welcome to NFL Network's coverage of the 2023 NFL Draft presented by Verizon.
Now in 2023 though, we had to wait till pick 20 to get the first wide receiver taken when Jackson Smith-Njigba was taken by the Seattle Seahawks. He has been hidden behind DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett so far throughout his career, but still managed to enjoy a breakout season in 2024 with 1,130 yards and 6 touchdowns. With both Lockett and Metcalf now departing, JSN is well set up to elevate his production significantly moving forward. He definitely does not get the top spot for this class though. That has to be Puka Nacua, an unbelievable value in the 5th round, who erupted for 1,486 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2023 to secure the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. He then posted 990 yards in just 11 games as a sophomore, so I mean, truthfully, the potential is all there and is an absolute beast.
Welcome to the NFL Draft in Detroit.
And finally, in 2024, the first wide receiver taken was Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison was considered a generational prospect at the wide receiver position, but he struggled to live up to that hype as a rookie. 885 yards and 8 touchdowns certainly isn't anything to be disappointed by, but fans would have undoubtedly been hoping to see a little bit more consistency and game-breaking ability from him. One person who certainly did display consistent game-breaking ability though was Brian Thomas Jr., who was the 4th wide receiver taken at pick 23. He's built like a prototypical X receiver at 6'3", 210 pounds, but with the added bonus of blazing 4.3 speed. He put this to good use, racking up 1,282 yards and 10 touchdowns as a rookie, beating out fellow LSU receiver Malik Neighbors for the top spot in this class. So what did we learn though? Well, we learned that being the first wide receiver taken isn't always a guarantee. It's definitely still a gamble. Like, for every Ja'Marr Chase or AJ Green, there's a Corey Coleman, a Justin Blackmon, or even a Henry Ruggs.